Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Block. I'm here with JoJo. Hello, how are you doing, JoJo?
I'm great. What an episode.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What an episode. And if this is your first time on the block, and apparently it was Julie's first time on the block, welcome. We are so happy to have you here. Please make sure you do us all a favor and do a little bit of subscribing. Subscribe right down over there because we are trying to build a new network of all things reality TV. And on the block, we are starting with Big Brother Canada. So today was episode 2. And already we're in it. Like, I think it was a pretty good episode. I'm a little bit disappointed by the fact that we didn't get like a whole week's worth of feeds and information because there's a lot of things that were going on that I didn't understand where it came from. But overall, I thought it was pretty damn good second episode. What about you?
This evening, I saw on Twitter a couple of clips from the house, and I was thinking, like, are the feeds up? How are people getting this? I had seen the segment about the dolls, so I thought, okay, Brayden, Julie, Austin forming a little trio, really cute. Julie's good tonight. That's fine. And what an episode! I think they jam packed it in, and I think we pretty much saw the demise of Julie, but we also saw a little bit of targets being put on a couple of other folks. So I did think it was pretty jam packed, but insightful.
So we start in the beginning with just a few people's diary rooms. And I know people are starting to get more comfortable with like, how you answer the questions and how to be engaging and exciting in the diary room. But Josh, who's on the losing team here, his diary room already to begin with, I'm kind of like, oh, I thought that this kind of flat, kind of uninterested attitude was just kind of how he got cast. But it's kind of his personality, and I'm disappointed that I picked him now.
Are you? I think I thought he was a goner tonight. And
This was at the beginning, though, when I'm seeing this. I was like,
yeah, once he went to sit down with Julie, I thought like, oh, this is a swan song. Like he's going to say he's giving up because there's no way he can be saved, and no one's talking to him. And that was not the case.
No, but before that happened, we have Victoria being really, really excited that she won. She really felt that she was going to be a goner, and she felt that she really needed to win this, the safety for her team because she felt as though she was in danger. Do you think that she really was?
No, I don't think Victoria would have been in danger if the teams had been reversed and one person was leaving. I don't think the target would have been Victoria.
Who do you think?
Sorry.
Who do you think it would have been?
Ooh, maybe Beth for dropping first. Who else? I don't know. Maybe they would have went for one of the boys because it's more of a female-heavy team to try and weaken them. I don't know. I don't know who it would have been. I'm glad I don't have to know. I'm glad I don't have to choose because I prefer Team Destiny being safe this week because we got the results of Team Defender losing their minds.
They did lose their minds.
Yes.
We get to see the undercover bros start to solidify a little bit. We have Jedson and Tashawn. They're
Yep.
talking and they want to bring in LaToya. So I'm happy about this because Jedson and LaToya are on my draft team. And so I
Yes.
just want either of them to go. So it was good to know that at least Tashawn would have a little bit of influence, most likely, with the Destiny team about
Yes.
keeping both of those two safe. And also, if the team twist is lasting for longer, it could be important to keep a strong man and a strong woman physically in the game. So I'm happy that they didn't use it as an opportunity to target Jensen because I thought that it would be very easy to make a case for him to be the one out.
Yes, I absolutely agree with that. I think as soon as Jetson's name was said initially in the episode, I thought this would be a really good time for people to come for him. And I was kind of surprised there wasn't more traction on that.
Yeah. And that's what I think that we missed, though, in this first week or 10 days of feeds, like with them actually getting to know each other, because we didn't really see other targets form. Like they kind of just showed us what was going to like push along the storyline as opposed to seeing how it actually unfolds. So I'm really happy. I'm assuming that after tonight, we will be getting the feeds.
We are, yes. Yep.
So
Marissa announced it at the end of the episode that this evening the feeds will begin.
Thank goodness. And so that means we'll probably know and watch the head of household before Monday's episode, which is really exciting.
I hope so, unless it's another team challenge and another team is up for elimination. Who knows?
Head of household. You'll find out
they did
on, but I don't know if it means that they're starting a new team or if it's a head of household within the team and the team's safe. I'm not sure how it's all going to play out, but she didn't say the teams were dissolved, but she did say there would be a head of household competition.
Excellent.
So maybe it's individual and then keeps the team safe.
I'm looking forward to going to jokersupdates.com. It is probably my most frequent website, especially during Big Brother times. I'll have like 20 tabs. I'm like, I need to close these out. What's wrong with me? Why do I continually open new ones?
I use Morty's Big Brother updates. That's what I usually go. I go to Jokers. I find Jokers is usually a little bit delayed. Morty's is usually more up to date. And then always Twitter. Twitter is like on it.
Yeah.
Like, so Twitter definitely will be spoiling us and letting us know what's really going on in the house. But I'm going to watch the feeds though. You're going to watch the feeds?
Oh yeah, every time, every year.
Oh yeah.
Except for season 7. I stopped watching the feed season 7.
Oh no.
Of Canada.
Is it that bad?
Yeah, I hated season 7.
Ooh, I didn't love it, but I didn't think it was that bad. I wasn't watching feeds as much as I usually do, but I still watched it and then I would listen to updates.
Yeah, I think I just did updates for season 7.
So they get shown the slop. The defender team is only going to be on slop, I guess, for the whole week. Poor thing. But
I think it was just for the night.
Oh, you're just calling me out on my bullshit.
No.
Calling out. No, you're totally right. She did say just for the night, and the Jesse team was going to have like some delicious feast that they couldn't partake in. So you just see, I believe it was Brayden carrying up the bucket. It was actually in a bucket. That's just not. It's not appetizing seeing anything from a bucket. You'd think of like pig feed, anything in a bucket is just doesn't feel like you're supposed to eat it as a human being. But
did you get to try slop when it was in Toronto? Do you remember that?
Oh,
Dan Giesling was like at a truck in Dundas Square in Toronto, passing out slop to people for Big Brother Canada, some sort of corporate publicity thing. And I ran down to try some, and it wasn't that bad. I'm sure like after a week I would hate my life, but it was fine. It was like bland
or like grits, or not grits, but like I don't know. I feel like it's like steel cut oats. That's what it looks like to me. Maybe with some protein powder in there, because it's gonna have to have all the nutrients that you need. They can't like not give you like peanut butter and jelly. I know that's why they took it away, because it didn't have all the nutritional properties that are necessary to like be healthy. So I know that like a nutritionist is advising what they can put in the slop. So it's not going to be bad for you. It just might just be boring. Put a little bit of maple syrup, guys, and good to go.
Condiments.
Yeah. I'll just make the little balls, put lots of maple syrup. Is peanut butter considered a condiment?
No.
Oh.
That is not a condiment, unfortunately. I don't think it is. No. Otherwise you could like make
something tasty.
Peanut butter cookies.
Yes,
I want them.
So they try it. Brayden is not a fan of the slop, but he thought it would make a really good face mask, which I was like, probably, like an oatmeal mask.
Yep.
I don't think I would mind slop that much though. I'm capable of having not that many flavors. You know what I mean? Like I love eating, I love food, I love experiencing new flavors in food, but I can also just eat the same thing for a long period of time and not be that upset about it. So I think I'd be okay with slop, but these house guests are not going to be okay with slop for the night. So I guess next week will be a full week that they'd have to participate.
Yeah.
So we see Tina and Beth are in the bedroom in the bathroom, and Victoria's in the shower, and they kind of talk about working together. And Victoria's so excited that she's like wants to say yes in her microphone, and she kind of opens the door and flashes the ladies.
Yeah.
Cute moment. They
Loved
laughed
it.
really hard. I'm happy that she gets this whole week to be able to have people really root for her and like her and want her to win. So I thought it was an endearing moment.
Me too.
What would you do if you flashed everybody in Canada on the feed?
I probably have, so
Your OnlyFans?
I wish.
Just
making that money.
So we do finally see LaToya, Jensen, and Tashawn now kind of talking. And LaToya does throw out there that Julie would be somebody that she thinks is the weakest person on the defender team. And I think that, she's right in a sense. I didn't want Julie to be the target here, but do you think that there's a better choice for strength on the team?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's in Toya's best interest to have a bunch of burly characters around her as one of 6, because she is pretty athletic herself. So I don't think that necessarily helps her team to lose someone that's a small frame or maybe could excel in other ways. I probably, if I was, I don't know, I guess maybe we didn't see initially that Julie had been opening her mouth so much, and that is what might have had LaToya question if she wanted to have Julie around. I'm really impressed that LaToya got her way this episode. I did not think it when she initially said her name that even Julie was going to be in danger still. So all in all, it was pretty impressive that she created a target and then made it happen.
Oh, 100%. And so, they do recognize though that they can't be seen together. And LaToya was like, yeah, we're done after this. Like, we're not talking like as a group together after this. This is done. Yeah. I think it's really smart that the 3 of them recognize that if they're working together, they just have to know that they have each other's back, and they have to just they cannot be seen together, because just collectively they look very powerful. And I think that could scare a lot of people into being like, we need to break that up. So I'm glad they recognized it early. I don't know how early in the week it was, but it was a good thing that they did so. So they're smart thinking, which is great. Yeah. So Moses said that BB7 was the worst season ever.
100%. Yes.
It wasn't my favorite. Not gonna lie. I
agree.
What was I gonna say here? Tina says tomato red in the laughter. I know, they were all laughing. Like it lasted longer than I was even expecting.
I laughed. It made me laugh, and I don't usually laugh at Big Brother, but it made me laugh.
Yeah, definitely thought it was super funny. Okay, so Austin is connecting really well with Brayden and Julie, and they're calling themselves the dolls, and they decide to go and do a little photo shoot, runway moment. I thought it was really, really nice, fun. I like seeing them all getting along. And so this is where I was starting to think that I don't think that Julie is going to be the one going here. I'm like, and if it gets back that LaToya is the one that's pushing this, LaToya might be in danger and it might flip onto her. So that's where I was thinking at this point, because seeing that Austin, pardon me?
Me too. I thought the same thing. I was worried for LaToya at that point.
And I was like, oh, she better be careful, because it looks like people really want Julie around at this point. So Tara is discussing, starts leading the discussion with a group of the Destiny people in the bedroom about who they want to vote out. And I was really happy that Tashawn let everybody talk. I didn't want him to be pushing a name at all, because at this point, they're who are playing the game the most. Obviously, they're the people that are nominated, and they kind of don't want it to be them. So I'm interested in them saying and getting their agendas across. And so, yeah, Tara was saying that it was shocked that if it would be Brayden, which I thought was great, because he could be a personality that people might want to get out first before they get to know him. So I was happy that a lot of people saying that they didn't think that there was a chance that Brayden would be the one that was evicted.
Yeah, I thought Brayden, from what I saw of him, incredibly charming, personable. I saw that about Julie as well. So the storytelling this episode kind of threw me at times.
Yeah, never have I ever was kind of the catalyst for people starting their coming out stories. And you're talking about Julie brings her story in. First, she had two coming out stories. One, she came out as gay in high school, I believe, and then after realizing that she felt as though she was a woman and that she was actually transgendered. And so I thought in that moment, I was like, I don't think that there's any way after hearing her story that anybody was going to be willing to vote out Julie. And I didn't even think LaToya was going to want that to still be the agenda. I really thought that her story was going to shift the
Nipped it
target.
in the butt. Yeah.
I really did. I was like, oh my God, who's it going to be then if it's not Julie? I was worried for everybody. I didn't know what was going to happen. So LaToya comes out as bisexual, which I'm like, I didn't know, but I mean, it's not my business, so why would I know? But it was nice that she felt comfortable enough to share. And everybody that did share, like, it was pretty brave on a big platform like Big Brother Canada to like share their sexuality, because it's not really anybody's business. So it was impressive though that people felt connected with their house guests enough to be that open. It's probably though because I think Tara,
absolutely,
the one that said it, was that they haven't seen people in so long that like they're just want to have information about people. So this could be why everybody's so open to talking. Even moving into the other room with Kiefer, talking about his language and the different people backgrounds, people from Jamaica, Dominican Republic. Kiefer's from Hideaway, I guess Reserve, if that's the right terminology, out in BC. And he even speaks their language. I think he's called it Haida, which was really, really cool. I've never heard it before.
Me neither. It was beautiful. It sounded like and I guess it was a bit of a poem, but it was beautifully said, and I kind of kicked back and enjoyed it just like Julie did. Julie?
It's a good question, BB. Will LaToya's police station be surprised? Probably, if she hasn't been.
I don't know if.
Pardon? Yeah.
I like. Who knows? I doubt they're asking each other who they're sleeping with.
But
the cops on duty.
If you still have friends or your partner, or like, have.
Yeah.
It's possible. Maybe some people know, maybe not everybody, but maybe some. So yeah, I loved hearing him speak in Haida. I thought it was really cool. I would like to learn how that language is broken down, because like I understand French and Spanish and Italian. Like I understand how to speak those languages, but I don't understand anything about his native or his heritage. So I would be interested in learning a little bit more about how it's formed, these words.
Yeah.
Very cool. I took in university, I took a little bit of evolution of language, and it was a very, very interesting course. So I would like to learn their evolution of language. So Josh, though, now starts steering the conversation to Julie that he feels like some of the alpha men are kind of like the Pretty Boys 2.0. So I was impressed that at least he knew who the Pretty Boys were. So, I mean, but it may have been the only season that
he watched.
So I'm not sure if like they watched it in real time or if they just watched it in sequester.
Yeah.
But I was worried when I was happy for him to be putting a target at least on somebody else, because he kind of could be in the hot seat really easily.
Yep.
And it would be good for Julie, if she wanted to stay, to be able to put the target on somebody else. But he's thinking Rohan should be the person that is evicted this week. So what do you think about him putting the target onto Rohan?
I think that was his best bet with Julie there. I think that was a good name to toss in the mix. Realistically, it could have been Team Destiny who decided who went home this week. And if Julie and him got together and went to Austin and Brayden and said, hey, can we make this work? We would like to see this person go. Maybe they would have had a bit more sway. I think Julie's mistake was going to a group of 5 people and openly talking about what Josh had just said to her, spilling the beans. And the entire time it was happening, I covered my face thinking, no, 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 this isn't how you do it, because now it's putting a larger target on you and
Mhm.
Josh.
Well, and especially like when they're in the storage room, I think who was she there with? She was there with Beth,
Latoya.
Toya, Braden, and Victoria. Wait, did I say that right? Beth, Latoya, Braden, Victoria. The names are rhyming and sounding the same.
Yeah.
And Latoya is there, like to hear Julie kind of gossiping about Josh saying this, and like it was like, whoa, 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 you got to be very selective with information like that,
Yeah.
and to say to a group of people, not a good idea. And so it just fueled, in my opinion, Latoya's like anger for her kind of running around, running her mouth, like causing drama, causing trouble. We didn't really see that much of it, but if that was indicative of what she might have been doing already, I can understand how Latoya says that she doesn't feel safe around having conversations with Julie. Like I can see it.
Yeah, I think that was the the storytelling moment to show us one of Julie's moments of like her downfall, why this is happening, why someone might be targeting her this week. It made total sense because she literally just spilled the beans to how many folks.
When Josh and Julie were outside and they were talking, and then Tashawn came in and he laid on the couch outside. It was a little awkward and they were really annoyed by it, but they were saying us queers need to stick together. So I was baffled at the fact that she would even say that Josh said that he wants out Rohan. Like why would she say a name, be like, oh, I heard maybe that Rohan could be the target. Like, is that somebody that you guys would be interested in doing? Like, well, I don't know, something else than naming somebody that you're supposed to be working with, calling them out, and then telling 4 other people that he said something. Like, it's just all over. Bad, Julie.
Bad, Julie.
So Beth and Tina have a really good conversation. Beth says that, Josh is digging his own grave. I'm not sure what he's done other than maybe his personality to cause her to feel that he's digging his own grave. But I thought it was smart that Beth felt that she wanted to keep him around, because then he's a target in front of her. He's always going to be somebody that people would want to go before Beth. So I thought that was pretty smart.
Me too. Brilliant. As soon as she said it, I thought I think it was also Beth's first confessional for us, or her first diary room. So it was nice to see her have an opinion about the game and about how it can further her game. So I liked that aspect of Beth opening up.
Yes, too. Like, because Nick and I know who we think was the alternate for Beth, and so I'm happy. At least it seems as though Beth is a bit of a gamer, because the person that we know that we think is the Beth, she's a big gamer and she's really good. And so I'm happy that at least she's gaming, because I'd be so disappointed if it's like her prototype and she's not even dead. The prototype B. It's the knockoff version, the no-name brand.
No-name brand.
No-name brand. So, okay, Julie again, though, now is not approaching Latoya in the right way, and she comes in hot, and Latoya's
people around,
absolutely, and confronts Latoya, saying that who had told her that was her name? Josh told Julie that Latoya had said her name. Okay.
Yes.
So Josh, thinking that he has a good friendship with Julie, we're trying to keep Julie safe here, like queers stick together. And then Julie goes and runs her mouth to Latoya when Latoya is like not having it at all. And Latoya doesn't even answer the question, says like, I'm going to the hot tub. Like, I'm not even going to entertain this conversation right now. She's pretty rude about it, I would say. But like, how would you have reacted in that moment?
I think when Julie said that she needed a break, I thought this is a really good time for her just to go away and think how she can deal with this. If she's hearing her name out there, how she can approach Latoya and say, hey, this is what I've heard. I don't want either of us to go this week. How can we switch it up? How can we change this? because I'd love to work with you, whatever, whatever, whatever. Julie immediately got emotional and said, I need a break, then walked upstairs and immediately went to Latoya, who was getting ready to go to the hot tub. Read the room, Julie. It felt really self-serving, and she didn't have to go about it in that way. I get that maybe the eviction was coming up soon. We don't know the time frame, and she panicked. But
Going into the hot tub, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, or get in your bathing suit and go join Latoya in the hot tub.
yeah. I
And
mean,
like,
it's never, unless you're doing it on purpose, house meeting type vibes, like you never want to confront somebody unless it's intentional, unless you're trying to put them on the spot for a particular reason. Like it has to be intentional because it's never going to be well received. Like
no.
it's never, nobody is ever going to feel cool about being put on the spot about their game in front of people. Like it's just never going to land well. So I thought it was a terrible tactic. Like maybe I want to be open and honest, but like let's be open and honest in secret.
Yes.
Hash it out in secret. It's never good, Julie.
No, Julie. So many mistakes.
So many mistakes. And she said, like, oh, that's not how you speak to Julie Vu. And I was like, true, but that's also not how you speak to Latoya.
Yeah. Well, it goes, the street goes both ways.
At all. Or anybody that you want to clear the air with. Like it just wasn't, I didn't think it was a good strategy at all. At all. And so I thought though, like with Julie being quite upset here, seeming with Latoya, that maybe she was going to be able to rally the votes for Latoya, being that she would have Josh and she would have Braden
Austin.
and she would have Austin. Like I thought that she would be able to like maybe start rallying some votes there now that she's officially mad at Latoya. So that's kind of the direction that I thought it was going to be going when Latoya didn't give her the time of day and went to the hot tub.
Yeah.
I was getting a little bit worried. And then Arissa had a new segment, and I need to know what you think about this segment. Like, hey, let's try and blow up everybody's game in front of everybody. They were being asked anonymous questions that were written by Team Destiny about the team defenders, individual questions that they had to answer in public. What do you think about these questions? And then I'll go through all the questions and we can talk about them individually.
Personally, I loved it. I think obviously everyone had their mind made up anyway. There was going to be votes. They knew who they were voting out that evening. But I liked seeing who could speak when asked a question, who might have discombobulated, who spoke well. I think that it was kind of nice to see everyone have a time to talk because no one had a plea. You know, like there was no plea. They didn't have an open plea of this is why you should keep me.
Mm-hmm.
So I did like the questions.
Well,
I didn't think any of them were too bad either.
I think though that they must have given them the questions in advance and that they responded when, you know, they were being addressed, because I felt that they were all quite well thought out to be put on the spot. And I didn't feel that anybody actually answered poorly. So I think that they must have gotten their personal questions in advance. That makes most sense to me. B Bean, though, wasn't really happy about it. So, hi, does Arissa always blow up the players' games by the question answer, or did I miss this on previous seasons? It's never happened before on a previous season. So this was the first time for this. But I think as to Jojo's point, I think it's in lieu of not having pleas. Like usually, you know, get a plea from your house guest. They would have had, you know, the veto before and after the veto. They would have had an opportunity to make statements to their fellow house guests. So I think it was a way to make a statement to their fellow house guests and also get some tea. Get some tea going.
Sip, sip, sip.
Sip, sip, sip. Yes, I agree with you here as well, BB. So BB was smart to want to keep Josh, to keep the target off of her 100%. I thought it was a really, really good move. When speaking to Arissa, Julie did not recognize that loose lips got her evicted. Absolutely. Yeah. We're going to get to her eviction pretty soon, actually. It's pretty quick to talk to just one other person. It's so speedy. We'll have somebody else next week. Will Latoya's police station be surprised? Oh, we already talked about that. Probably. Yes, Canada is incredibly diverse. I like learning about it. Me too. I
Oh,
like
thanks, Mr. Bean. Yeah.
Canada. I've seen. I think I've been to parts of Hideaway. Well, it's because it's. I think, or at least there's. I think there's a museum that's near Whistler, and I think it's a Hideaway museum. I think that's where I've been. Hi, Moses. The last thing I want is Pretty Boys 2.0. Definitely don't want Pretty Boys 2.0, but I'm enjoying these two guys with LaToya much more than I enjoyed.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, maybe because they are physically fit, but I feel like they're playing the game more than they were in the beginning. I don't know. I don't mind them as much as I mind the Pretty Boys.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be as douchey in general. Even the men in general, I'm not like, oh God, get off my screen. Like I did not enjoy Anthony. There was people that I was just not into, and this season, no one has really left a bad taste in my mouth yet.
So that will come back to bite Josh, recommending Rohan for eviction. Will it though?
I don't know.
Because spoiler alert, Julie is the one that's evicted tonight, and I'm wondering if people can just throw all of that on Julie, being like, she was the one that was stirring this stuff up. Like, you know what I mean? Just be like, she was the one that, because she is the one that took that information around. So I don't know if there was a fight that happened with her and Josh for her saying that to those people. Like,
it felt like it.
Something happened. But I don't think it will bite Josh in the butt because Julie left.
Yep.
I think that she'll be able to. Well, I don't know about him, but I don't think that that's going to hurt his game. I think other things will hurt his game a lot more, for sure. So the questions were. So Braden's question was: the house has seen you make close connections. Does this make put a target on your back? I don't think that making close connections necessarily puts a target on someone's back. I didn't really think it was a good question. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think that puts a target on your back when multiple people like you early on. I think it's more of a mid-game, late-game target, as in like half the jury already likes this person, or everyone around us is rooting for this person to be with us at the end. Why don't we take them out? I don't worry about it week 1, 2, 3, 4 for being really social or making genuine connections with people because people might want to play with you. So I don't think it's a bad game move whatsoever.
Absolutely. And I thought that Braden's response was like, no, I want to get to know each and every one of you. Like, I'm enjoying making these connections. Like, it should be something valued because you know that you can trust me and that we're connecting really well. So I thought he answered it very well.
Love what he was wearing too. He looked great tonight.
He's so cute. He's cute. So the next question was for Jensen. How important is it for you to have a final two? I thought he answered this pretty well, because I think that whomever said it was worried about maybe him and Tishon having made a final two, and him saying like, "No, I haven't made a final two.
Relax.
No, that's something for later on. It's just like day to day right now. I'm just getting some people. Don't get paranoid and worried." So I thought he deflected that pretty well. But I do think that Tishon right now is his final two.
Probably, yeah. I mean, it is day what? It is day what? It's like day
10.
7, 8, 10, not sure. They probably, right now, I'm sure he's looking around saying, I want to go with him to the end. Absolutely.
Who was next? So Rohan was next. His question was, how do you feel about your name being a possibility for eviction this week? That's like the pretty testy little question. Like, I wonder who actually formulated these questions. Was it them or was it Big Brother?
I would hope it would be them, but some of them are a little light and others are a little more pointed. And this is a more pointed question, in my opinion.
I don't remember, though, what his response was. So, oh, wow.
So that's not a good thing.
That is not a good thing. Or it is just going to fade into the background.
Oh, I guess, but I genuinely don't remember his response whatsoever.
Whoa. Do any of you guys in the chat remember what he said? Let's see what you guys are saying. Let's see. So Bean says, is this pretty boys thing true or just in Josh's imagination? I think that it's just a worry when alpha men come together that they're forming an alliance of some sort. And the most recent season that had this happen for a full season was the Pretty Boys. So it's probably recency bias, and he probably really did just watch the season. actually. We'll definitely see if that's true or not when the live feed come on. I know I need the live feeds to come on to fill in all these gaps. I need to know how we got from A to B to Z. That's Canadian for Z.
ZZ.
Hi, Dolores. How are you? Oh my God, so glad to see you too. Video brother died a horrible death. Missed the last 10 minutes. So you two are my lifeline. Oh, I understand. I can probably know some other ways to watch the show live. I'll see if I can send you a link of some sort. There's another BMX I think is doing it as well. BMX I think -TV or .tv or something like that. I'll let you know, Dolores, so you'll have a backup plan. Really was great, and you knew who wrote the question. Yeah, no, I wish you did know who wrote the question. That would then, but then it puts the other team in the hot seat a little bit.
Or if we knew who asked the question.
That's better.
That's what I would prefer.
That would have been great.
Who is it, Dolores? Who is it? Do we want to know?
Do we want to know live?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so if this happens, spoiler alert, we might.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
The result of the head of household competition. So if you don't want to know, I'll warn you before I post it. I think if I see it in here. Wow. Okay. So this whole idea of it being the beginning is to be social. So I don't understand the question either. Yeah, exactly. Like it's the first week, and maybe he's just worried. People are worried that he's like making friends with Julie and making friends with Austin and making friends with so-and-so and making friends with so-and-so. And we know that the social butterfly ends up just getting really cozy in the middle, and they never have to choose a side, and they're always going to be protected. So it's a very dangerous game later on, but in the beginning, just getting to know people.
Yeah.
At this point, it seems like most strategic. At this point, it seems like the most strategic player. I would say Latoya is coming out for me as the most strategic. For her to be recognizing that Julie could be very detrimental to her game, I think was a pretty good assessment, because before the episode played out, I didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah, I would agree with that, only because the defenders were all up on the block and Destiny didn't really have to do a lot of game, but I like that they came together as a group and they started speaking. Tara was vocal, Tina, a lot of the girls, which I love. So even Beth speaking in the diary room was impressive to me. That one sentence, I went, oh, okay, Beth's here to play. But for how this week went, Latoya for sure.
Yeah, both of them are doing pretty well. And you know what? Even Jedson and Deshawn, for wanting to pull a group together, because a threesome is a very powerful number to have within a house to be able to start making decisions together. So they're doing pretty well too. So I'd say the top contenders for me would be Latoya would be the top. Beth being really smart with her, recognizing that she wants to keep Josh most likely in the game because it's somebody in front of her. And then even Deshawn and Jedson for bringing in Latoya, them seeming to already gel and be on the same page with how they want the week to go down. I think that shows that they have some good, they're not just like hanging out and like, we'll just see what happens. Like they want to make some moves already. Okay, so hi, Natalie. Natalie says, do you see Latoya and Jedson showmans happening? I didn't. Is that a thing?
Ooh. I don't, but maybe. I want to watch the feeds. Once I see the feeds, I'll know.
I know.
What's going on.
Yeah, I don't see that right now, but who knows? Okay, I see that Dolores has an answer for us. So let's get through these questions, and then we'll look and see what Dolores has to say. So, so did you have an agenda when you threw out that there was a guys alliance, and this was said to Josh? And he answered it very shortly. I don't even remember what he said, but Arissa commented like, "Oh, a man of few words."
Few words.
His 5 words or however many, I don't even remember them. Did you? Nope. It's something I don't remember. Actually, I'm going to make it up. I thought I was going to remember.
He was very uncomfortable though.
It's a
not like he's not usually uncomfortable, but I felt like he was really uncomfortable, and I actually thought he was going home at that point.
I was thinking Josh was going home at that point. Yeah, agreed. I did. And then, so to LaToya,
who looked incredible.
Julie's name. Yeah, she looked gorgeous. Did you throw out Julie's name? They just went out and asked her like that. I thought that she responded quite well.
Yep.
Just being like, I was throwing out everybody's name because everybody's up for elimination. So I discussed with many people the possibilities of and the pros and cons of all the different people, which is true. And then just like a little dagger at the end is like, because we're playing Big Brother.
Yeah, I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real because I'm playing Big Brother. Yeah, I thought she was really well spoken. Sat down. I thought that's the player I like. I like people that are aggressive.
So I really wanted to do well. So please keep going. Keep going, LaToya. And then Julie is asked, who is the weakest? And I was shocked when she said Josh. Shocked.
Yeah. That's when I thought Josh is gone. Something happened. Josh has been thrown under the bus. Everyone's anti-Josh. He's dressed up to leave because he looked really cute tonight. I'm like, he's ready to do his interview. He's first boot, and never mind.
Pretty much never mind. So right after that was the eviction vote, and first up is Austin, and she's like, I vote to evict Julie. I was like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
What happened here? And then next comes Beth. Beth votes to evict Julie. Brayden. Brayden?
But first, Julie.
Josh. Julie, of course. And did you see, though, when Josh and Julie were walking past each other, there was a lot of friction there. I was like...
The hair toss.
Like, no bueno. So Julie votes to evict Josh. I was like, whoa. I'm like, okay, so maybe, though, this is a misdirect, and like the second half of this, like, these people are going to vote out Josh right now. So Jedson then says Julie. LaToya, of course, is going to say Julie. Victoria said Josh, which I was surprised by.
Loved it.
And then Kyle.
A hinky vote.
Is that a hinky? I don't know if it was a hinky vote, but maybe just didn't vote.
I felt like it was a hinky vote for sure. I think Victoria's playing this game, and I think she's going to be like, who voted for Josh? That's so weird that someone did that.
I need to see that if that's true.
I have a feeling.
Kyle. Oh, we didn't see Kyle at all this episode. Kyle who?
Who? Kyle Moore?
Kyle Moore? Yes, Kyle Moore. He does Julie, Kiefer, Julie, Rohan, Julie, Tara, Julie. 11-2. Julie is the first evicted from the Big Brother Canada 9 house. I was shocked.
Yeah, I'm still shook over it, to be honest. I never in a million years thought Julie would be the first person kicked out.
Me neither.
I just didn't.
I mean, I did at one point in the episode, but then I really thought that it switched to Josh. But then I didn't know why there was all this animosity between the two of them. Like, where did they go from queers stay together to voting to evict each other and bad blood? So I was very shocked by that. And Julie has an exit statement. She says, a queen can't play games with a bunch of commoners.
Yes.
So I guess
she got her line. She got her drag race line in.
It's true. I mean, her chat with Arissa was interesting. I didn't think that she understood what happened.
Yeah.
But she was at least, I didn't think that she didn't come up as mad as I thought she was going to come off. I thought she would have been a little bit more bitter or
salty.
Salty, yeah. I thought she would have been a little more upset.
Yeah, I thought she took it pretty well, to be honest.
Yeah. So spoiler alert. If Dolores is correct here, so this is where the actual spoiler is going to happen. The new head of household apparently is Austin.
Oh, okay.
Austin's, that's
great.
Thing. I'm wondering though if it's still the team twist, because then the same team is safe, which means I would think that Josh, Latoya, or Rohan would be in the hot seat. But I just think that that's so crummy to still have the team twist like this, like to choose.
Unless you're part of Austin's team, and then you're not thinking it's that crummy. Thinking, oh, this is great for me.
True. Yes. Dolores is giving the tea.
I think we'll obviously know tonight, once the feeds begin, what's going on and how the rest of the week is kind of shaping out in terms of noms, if there's going to be a veto, all that good stuff.
Chantal, no one believed you when you said you were shocked that Julie said Josh. No, I was so shocked.
Yeah, I did not expect them to come for each other the way that they did. And by they, I mean Julie against Josh.
Say it again?
The fact that when Julie came for Josh the way she did, I thought it was shocking, yeah. I did not expect his name coming out of her mouth in that moment.
Like, just to turn on her friend so quickly. Oof. I mean, we didn't see it in a week. We don't know what happened. So there must have been a blow up. Like, maybe Latoya said, like, why did you say this? Or Rohan said, like, why did you say that you were putting my name out there? Who told you that, Julie? Who told you that, Julie? And then, like, there probably was a fight. Hinky votes reminds you of Enzo. Yes, it does. Vivine loves the hinky vote.
Yes.
Are you serious? Beth wanted to keep Josh as a shield. She convinced others to agree. Is that what you think?
I hope so. I hope that's what happened. Good old Beth.
Go, Beth, go. And Keeper is open game. No comprendo. But that's pretty much everything that happened in this episode. I thought it was pretty jam-packed. I think that we missed out a lot, though, of information to make us understand, like, how the votes switched to Julie in this way. So I'm excited to go and watch the feed. So now I can kind of put everything together and see how everything transpired. So that will be fun for me to fill in the gaps.
Oh, yeah.
And I will be going live with Taryn on Saturday morning. So I'll be doing the live feed updates with Taryn on Saturday for Rob as a Podcast. So you will find me there before Monday for sure. Oh, what is Laura saying? Sorry. Keeper is open for eviction. Oh, eligible for eviction. I believe he will be, unless something else is shaken up. But I think that basically Kiefer and Tina were co-head of household, but Kiefer was dethroned when Destiny won. And so it was basically Tina's head of household. And now that there's a new head of household, I think that it's just going to be Austin that would vote in the event of a tie.
Whew.
Whew. It was a pretty good one. So do you have anything going on in your life to share with the people?
Oh my God, what's going on in life? No, I guess not. Nothing I really want to talk about here.
Okay, fine.
I'm gonna go watch Drag Race UK in a minute, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Me too. And then actually, if you want to come on live with me and Phil at like 11, you're like, no, I can't.
My sister and her husband will kill me. They're like, come spend time with us. I'm like, I'm going to. It's happening shortly.
Good. So do you guys have any other comments in the chat room here? I know this was a pretty quick one, but next week will probably be longer. We'll probably have a third guest with us. We'll get into the flow of this week. Like, we didn't have a normal eviction episode, so it's just a little bit different how things are going down right now, but I'm happy that you guys are joining us here on the block for Reality Pop. If you haven't done so already, I really urge everybody to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching On the Block. Next week on the block. I love it. Who's going to be on the block? Who is going to be on the block? Maybe she puts 2 people up, but she only chooses from people on the defender side. What if that?
Love it. Great idea.
Cool. Because like I would rather that and people fight for their life. You know, it's just more Big Brother than numbers game, Survivor style eviction. So that would be cool to me. She only had to choose from the pool of 6 for people to be nominated instead of it being everybody. So hopefully they change it to that, which would be a lot better, because like, why would she have a head of household unless she was making some nominations? So let's hope that that is what happens. Dolores, thank you both. You're awesome as always. You are awesome, Dolores. Thank you for all the praise. Bean, thanks, and Moses. Thanks. Who else was here tonight? Natalie and anybody that I might have missed. We obviously love hanging out with you guys. You guys make it so much fun. We'll be back for more of On the Block on Monday with I guess we're going to find out what happens in this head of house competition. And I will have some live feed information, hopefully, to share with you guys on Monday as well. So that will be with Nick Rovers on the block, and we will see ya then. Ciao, people.